9,4 creek, 9,4 acid, 8,10 flow. We'll start out with the acid. I haven't been on this board since last spring. Last fall. Whoa. Now I know why. It requires all of my attention. This is a 9,4 acid. God, I gotta check and make sure it's not it's waxed. It's gotta be my 9,4 acid. But wow, I haven't been on a real tippy board in a while. The 9,4 acid's 136 liters, which is enough. But with the narrow tail, holy crap. Board paddles nicely, and once you're in the surf with it, I get used to it. It's just an acquired skill that I need to update every now and then when I've been on balance boards, my winter balance boards. Okay, so we got the 9,4 acid. We're going to do a direct test to the 9,4 creek because they're very similar dimensions. A side by side of the two, we'll show you what I tried to do with the creek. I wanted performance like the acid, and it was not going to be the same because it has a speed tail, it's got a wider nose, wider beam. But I wanted performance. After the acid, I was spoiled, and I demand performance now. So, I went wider through the middle by 1/2 inch. The speed tail is wider, fuller than the 9,4 acid tail. And as you can see, the nose on the acid is considerably narrower. I'm going to pull them both out and see how they lay in the water, see how the kicks compare. Because I always love the kick of the acid. The 9,4 creek looks like a much bigger board than the 9,4 acid. I'm going to check it just to make darn sure. (9,4) by 31 7/16, so 31.5 by 9,4. This is 32 by 9,4. Okay. I was trying to achieve the performance I'd come to expect from the acid, but I needed more stability in the wintertime. Now those nose kicks look identical. Perfect. Bert, you rock. Now I'm going to take off my stupid shoes because they're going to get everything dirty, and they don't allow me to move around the way I want. Okay, 9,4 creek. Boom, 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 boom. Super solid, super stable feeling. Still feels super light in the water. Still feels very, I can stand on the tail of this, spin it around without any issues. I mean, this board is, when I get on the acid on the tail, I get unstable because I don't have, at my age, I don't have the muscularity in my legs and the quickness to recover from tail dips. But this one is very controlled in the nose and the tail dips, whereas the acid, much thinner tail, much thinner nose, that dips down so fast that I can't recover in time. And I fall a lot. But I was willing to do that because I love the way it performs. Now, the next direct test will be the 9.2 speed, because that's the next meaningful comparison. I'm expecting the skate to be more stable than the creek, so we'll leave that for later. I'm not expecting the flow to match up with the creek. It's only 810, but very stable for its size. The speed has a lot more. I could feel the 4.5 stability on the speed instantly over the acid, but it has the you know, the dome deck and the tippiness of the thin rails is evident, but this nose on the speed gives you so much lift when paddling it that when you're paddling the speed, there is absolutely no stability issues. It only comes when you're standing around out the back. But the speed, the 9.2 speed is tippier. Like that, you just saw. It's tippier than the creek. There's no doubt there's an obvious difference. The 9.4 creek is considerably more stable than the 9.2 speed. I say the flow is easier than the acid, just from memory and experience. So let's see. The acid is definitely, I mean, you can feel the performance in this board. It's challenging for big old heavy guys like me. For young guys, it's not a challenge. The acid's a very stable board, but for me, it requires all of my attention. Okay, that was a 9.4 acid, and here goes the 8.10 flow. Absolutely none of the same drama. Absolutely super, super solid feel for me compared to the acid. So I don't know if I did a head-to-head test with the skate and the creek paddle test. The foiled, the Burt foiled rails are, you can feel the performance, the maneuverability of this board, but it just has this amazing, easy fore and aft, you can wobble all around on it kind of feeling, and I don't ever get challenged by it. It's just got the Sunova tip, but it's easy. It's just, it doesn't need to be corrected that much. Okay, we're going from the 9.4 creek to the 9.2 skate. I can feel the stiffness of the flat rocker and the stiffness of the wide tail, which give this a slightly, it's a different stability than the creek, but definitely you can feel that it doesn't have the same maneuverability. The maneuverability of the skate comes when you're surfing a wave, when you bounce from rail to rail. This board is not carving, it's skating, and it's just amazing in the way it surfs. And those attributes make it very, very, very stable. Super stable. So I would still give the nod to the 9-2 skate for stability.